And Nick Schmaltz, through basically the same amount of games as last year, has 44 points versus 58. So two key players, two key offensive cogs for this team may have taken a step back this year, and then the other players have sort of held serve. So what does that say about the direction of this club? What does that say about the coaching staff? Because, and I don't, I'm going to say something after this whole discussion to put this in more perspective, but one of the things that we had been sold on with André Tourigny is his ability to connect with younger players and get them to progress. And last year, we absolutely saw it with a number of players taking a big step forward. This year, where have we seen it?
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm concerned yet because there's so many ancillary factors right now with
Yep.
this team, and we talked about at the top of the show. You talked about the arena and the ownership and the fear of going to Salt Lake. This team is just completely, the wheels fell off once that came out. It has been a different team. We can't argue with the numbers since the Salt Lake City announcement. But you're right, Craig. One of the questions we had coming in was Clayton Keller. Can he continue to sustain what he showed a year ago? And is this what they'll breakout year for Lawson Crouse? And they're the same. I mean, the team is the same, the players are the same, and I guess you look at the surrounding cast and some of the free agents that they brought in didn't put up the numbers that you saw last year from like a Shane Gostisbehere. With Shane Gostisbehere on the power play, did that help Clayton Keller's numbers? Yeah, it probably did. Did a healthy Barrett Hayton help? It probably did. But you're right. You're not seeing any of even the individual guys going, oh wow. Wow. I mean, Dylan Gunther starts the year in the American League. Logan Cooley's been okay. He's been good. He's been okay. Didn't have that breakout season that you've seen across the league from some other rookies. It's been okay, and
Yeah.
it's been a lot of okays, and I guess with the roster and you're paying one of the lowest cap teams in the National Hockey League, okay
Yeah.
is probably what you're going to get.
Yeah. I just you want to see progress from your younger players. You want to see them continue to take a step forward. So that's one thing to maybe be concerned about. But the last point here is what you mentioned, putting this all in perspective. The danger of just looking at stats, right? And these are superficial stats at that. Like I'm curious, and I want to do this dive at the end of the season, what the analytics say on these guys, if they're showing the same picture or maybe they're not. You know, maybe Nick Schmaltz, for instance, who I just mentioned this in a story recently, the analytics on him actually look pretty good other than his shooting. So probably need to do a deeper dive. And then, as you said, you need to take into account the external factors, whether you like it or not. We know when the 14-game winless streak started. It started when Salt Lake news came out. Does it impact guys? You're damn right it does. I'm not saying it's the only factor, but it absolutely has an impact when you think, oh boy, now we're talking about actually leaving. We're going to have to sell our homes. We got to deal with all the issues that creates at home with our wives or our girlfriends or our kids or our parents or whatever else there is to deal with. Yeah, that comes into play. There are a bunch of external factors that, whether you like it or not, impact people just the way they impact us when we come to work. Athletes aren't any different.